Yes, sir. Cavs are back, baby. Cavs are so the '89 Cavs are back. The 2025 Cavs. Not.
Yo.
Wow,
Wow.
you started like we got to
That,
disassociate with that organization.
This
the
is what
D-Mitch
happens
hated.
if I don't write everything down. We end up saying wild things like that right off the top.
Yeah. Did y'all see the clip though of Donovan Mitchell trying to act hard? Like, y'all about to write us the fuck off, but we'll be back. We'll be back. Brother, y'all coming back. It's the same L. It's gonna be the same L, brother. Trust
Dude,
me.
I felt bad. I really do, because you guys know I like to make fun of like the spite of playoff stuff where it's not fair. It's just a take that I've now been saying for 5 years, and I know it's not fair. But it's like, if you need a dude to score 30 points in a playoff loss, I got a guy for you. He did everything he freaking could in that series. Like, he was insane. But the thing about the Cleveland, I guess let's just start with Cleveland going home. Who cares? They I don't think they can bring their team back just because, like, money wise.
It's
Like,
it's too insane.
yeah, like Jerome's gonna get paid. Hunter, they're paying a lot. Like, I don't know what they do. Although I did just see a report that what's the owner's name? Gilbert.
Still Dan Gilbert, yeah.
Dan
Yeah,
Gilbert, Dan Gilbert.
he spent $500 million on a Cavalanche machine. Like, it was gonna like fake snow or something that would come out. So I don't know. Second apron my ass, man. If you if you're dropping $500 million on it, I don't know. Do you think we see them? Do you think the big four, if you will, are all back next year? Do you think Cleveland shakes it up a little bit?
You want to go first, Justin?
You go, because I have no idea. That's a good question.
I'm gonna say they're probably going to break them up, but I don't think they should. I think they should use some pieces from the bench to clear out salary cap, because I think the core is a great core when they're healthy. When everyone's healthy and it's working well. And obviously it's a talented core group because they got 64 wins or whatever. Yeah. And I think with the whole sadness of Jason Tatum, somebody could be in their ear like, yo, guys, next year might be the year. You know what I'm saying? So I think they should keep them. But when it comes to finances, somebody got to get flipped.
Yeah.
So one of them got to get flipped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't even know if it's necessarily, for me, like finances. It's just like, what happens, hey, Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome was a great story, but Ty Jerome just couldn't get it done in the playoffs. Like, are we confident bringing him back in that role next year, or do we want to find somebody else? Can that be DeAndre Hunter with the offseason with the team? Is that not his role? I feel like they have, like you said, like the East is open. The Celtics aren't going to be a threat for the 1 seed next year, just with Tatum out. And other than the Pacers, who've been the consistently good team, other than the Knicks, there's no reason the Cavs can't be a top 3 team again.
Yeah.
But it's just
I love that we're living in a world where we're like, dude, outside of the Pacers, man, the East is wide open.
Hey, I mean, look, we got to pay our respects. 2 Eastern Conference finals in a row. We got to lay them down, man.
It's
true, man. This podcast is all about consistency. And I just want to say, I started this show hating Indiana. But that's when they had a whole bunch of bozos on their team. You feel what I'm saying? They got a roster of dogs. You know what I mean? Like, every one of the dudes on the bench. What's my man with the mustache? What's his name?
With the mustache?
He looked crazy. He looked like a cartoon.
Ben Shepherd. Ben Shepherd.
Yo, he come off the bench doing crazy shit. Benedict come off the bench doing crazy shit. The other dude was Naismith. Bro, that's a loaded squad. I know we used to clown him, but yo, they got dogs on that squad, man. They got dogs. We can't be saying, oh, well, they made this run because everyone's injured. Brother, stop. You didn't think the run was going to happen, and it happened again. Put some respect on their name. You feel me?
And I mean, they're doing it like they haven't had any top picks or anything like this, right? It was like Miles Turner, maybe their highest pick. And they've done it just through trading and through like free agency. Like Naismith, they got from Boston, and Naismith was like, he looked nice when he was on Boston. Not nice. Yeah, he didn't actually. He didn't look nice. He could defend, but he couldn't shoot anything. And now all of a sudden, he wasn't. If he was nice, he would still be there. And now he's been awesome. I mean, Nembhard, you're right, man. Like I they got like a real shot at getting to the finals.
For real, that's what I'm saying. We gotta stop this narrative of just because this. I know the city not sexy. They eating sandwiches, open hand sandwiches with hot dogs cut in half with cheese. I know it's not a lit city, my God, but let's put respect on the roster and the coaching. We gotta stop doing this.
Yeah, look, hey, we got. It may not be a lit city to be in, but if there's one thing about Indiana is they ball, they hoop.
Mhm.
All right, everybody in Indiana hoops, so it makes sense they got a squad that hoops, right? And they got and it's a fairly balanced team, a balanced team that is not boring to watch, which is fun.
Yeah, they're super fun. They play they play fast offense and defense, which isn't something that's usually not a combo you get.
Yeah, and they're a little edgelordy too, like a little trollish. They're always Matherin's always trying to start stuff with people.
Yeah.
Halliburton's always smiling and messing with people. I think
that Matherin. Sorry, I thought you were about to say something, Steve. So I was leaving pause. Matherin and Hunter, that back and forth is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like, I almost think so. Like, right in that game, Matherin does like the closed fist hit. He gets tossed. And Hunter only got one tech. I thought that was fine. The second Hunter did this though, when they should have thrown him out. Because that, like, you like, nah, man, you weren't playing heads up basketball, dude. You don't get to be like, I'm in your head. You don't get to do that when it was you that retaliated after getting hit. Like, unless I'm missing something, I'm like, that you used that wrong.
The worst part of that too was the Pacers immediately went on a run after that. Like, just right after that.
Bust that ass,
I think it might have been Stan Van Gundy where it was like, this could be a turning point for the Cavs right here. And then it was like, bang, 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 bang.
I got a question for Justin. I got a question. Only Justin can answer this question, though. Do you think this roster of the Indiana Pacers is the most gangster light skins we've seen in the league?
And you're right, Justin. You are the only one that's going to answer.
Yo, bro, I feel like if I'm on the sideline, if I'm on the free throw line, and I go to Nemrod and I say, "Yo, it look like you listen to Logic," he gonna slap the shit out of me. That's how Nemrod looks. So I'm just asking you. We never seen a whole bunch of light skins like this act like this since Kenyon Martin, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's either like the Nuggets, not the Nuggets. Excuse me, the Nets. With
Bro.
Yeah, with J. Kidd, Kenyon Martin, Richard Jefferson.
RJ, yeah.
RJ, I guess Vince Carter-ish. Now it's like, what do you consider light?
You know what I'm saying, though. You know what I'm saying,
then I'm thinking, like, the 90s Knicks, only because Allen Houston, but then Sprewell's not light-skinned. Oakley's definitely not light-skinned.
I think the Pacers is the Pacers is the most gangster light skins. Drake, take note, Drake. If you was watching the Pacers, you would have got smoked, bro. You would have got smoked. I
guess you got the 80 Celtics.
Yeah, 80s. Yeah. Are you including Larry Bird? Larry Bird?
Yo, Justin, you a wild boy for that.
They certainly weren't dark skinned.
Yo. Oh man,
that's crazy.
Oh man.
Let's talk about the Celtics Knicks for a second. I mean, that Tatum injury sucks so bad. It sucks so bad that people are now like, I don't know if you've been seeing this, but all of the reporting I'm seeing today and yesterday are like, this is actually the fastest anyone's gotten the surgery after rupturing their Achilles. This is actually probably good news for him. He could be back. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know how you spin this positively. It just sucks so bad. I also hate that everyone's like, Tatum's actually pretty good. We shouldn't have. Maybe we were too mean to him. Like, it's like you wait till after somebody dies before you say some nice stuff. Like, come on, you can't. You stand on what you were saying. You can't all of a sudden be like, hey, he was pretty durable, man. Four-team All NBA. Like, get out of here.
You got to keep it. You got to keep it respectful. Look, I was saying he was balling in that game. He started taking bad threes that stopped going in, and then he got injured. Like, I want him to stay out there and keep taking those wild threes for no reason. And I need him to keep taking fadeaways on the 7-foot guy instead of driving past him. But I don't want him to get his Achilles torn.
And it's just like this. They just did this week too. The MLB unbanned Pete Rose like 6 months after he died. That's the same thing. Like, you can't. No, keep him banned. Just because he's dead, keep him banned. Keep the same energy, man.
What was he banned for? Was he Was he wilding? Was he doing cocaine or something?
He was betting on his team when he was managing it.
He's betting on other teams.
Yeah.
Yo.
Oh yeah, against.
Remember, famously, he said, "I never bet on my team. Bet against my team."
Yeah. But also, like we learned, he was. I think he had some other off the field stuff going on. So maybe just leave this one alone. But I just would leave it. I was pretty happy that the Celtics had lost that game before Tatum got hurt. That actually made me feel better. I think I would be sick to my stomach if they were up like 8 with 4 minutes to go and then that happened.
Yeah. There's some kind of like there was no hope there. It's just like
right.
That was the moment in the game where you're like, oh, unless they get a miracle, it's over. So
yeah. So they go back home last night and then just like all the white people in Boston on the Celtics and in the stands just ball out last night. Luke Cornett with 5 blocks in the third quarter. He didn't miss a shot last night. Finished with almost had a triple-double with blocks. He was awesome. Peyton Pritchard got up 14 threes last night, I think it was.
Hey,
he was chucking.
Look, we can technicality this. All right. White is on the back of his jersey. Derek White had 14 points in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. He's at 34. He's incredible, man. Do you guys think? Actually, this is what I was telling you I was going to share something with you. So right before I saw somebody sent me this. Emmanuel, what's his name? Akko. Is it Acho? Akko?
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'll just summarize. He said the Celtics match up better against the Knicks without Jason Tatum than they do with him. Give me 2 minutes to show you something you may have missed, and I'll convince you exactly why. First of all, I'm not going to spend the 2 minutes, Emmanuel. I'll pass. But the best thing is KD immediately jumps in and says, hot take artists have ruined the sport. Football guys, no disrespect, but y'all boys need to stay in your lanes. You don't know what it's like between these lines, man. Give it a break. Dudes who quit football early to pursue media talk and mental toughness. Cut it out.
Wow. He got smoked swiftly, bro. Whoa. Okay, KD. He had time.
That's a Pusha T. That's a Pusha T energy. He's just like, I need you to do better.
So his Emmanuel tweet went out. I guess it was like 1:15. In less than an hour, KD had that ready to go. I love it, man. The longer KD gets into his career, or into his social media bag, the bigger a fan I become. I love that stuff. But the real takeaway, do you think so? Was that just like a last gasp Celtic? You know, like before you die, supposedly you get a little bit of adrenaline before you go out. And you see your life flash before you. Is that what happened in Game 5? Like they just balled out there for a second, and then it's Jover when they come back to New York, or is there like a real shot here?
Okay, so I think the likeliness of them winning 3 straight is not gonna happen. But I'm gonna be for real with you, right? You have your whole city in front of you. You got my mans talking crazy, right? You can't take that loss at home. You just can't. You could lose the series, but to lose like that in front of everybody. So everybody was like, yo, we in Massachusetts right now, bro. We balling. We balling for sure. But before Justin makes a comment on the Celtics, I have a real question to ask you guys. Whenever you see these takes, it's like, yo, you take out this star player, actually the team is better. Yo, how do you do that take without looking like a hater, bro? There's no way you're not a hater when you make that take. Do you understand what I'm saying, bro? How the hell you gonna say, yeah, if the best player on the team's just not there, actually the team is better? Like, bro, why would you even spend time recording and making a video about that, bro? You just don't fuck with my man. Just say you don't fuck with him. Like, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the only time I could see, like, if someone is a little like cancerous in the locker room, maybe, and you like remove that. But I mean, it's clearly not what Tatum is. I don't know. I don't really see it.
You got it. There's no world where you replace Tatum minutes with Sam Hauser minutes that it's better for anybody. All right. All right. It's just not that's not how anything works.
It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and he's a hot take artist, and I'm glad Katie called him out for being a football dude. Just like, what are you doing? Shut up. I think there is certain cases where either they're bad influence in the locker room or their play style is so wildly different. Like, is a ball dominant dude on a team with a bunch of dudes who need ball movement. But that's such a rare. It's definitely not the Celtics. The
Right.
Celtics are not better. The Celtics,
Yeah.
the Celtics, even if by some miracle they got out of this round, food for the Pacers.
Right.
Right.
Do you so do you think they have any shot? So Steve answered, but do you think they have any shot at ripping off 2 more wins?
I don't think so. If the Knicks played bad last night, and a lot of there's some manner of Celtics increased defensive intensity, the fact that not having Porzingis in the game, that you had somebody out there who could move and play, because Porzingis has been a major liability for the Celtics, dog. Like just bad. And you're not gonna get Luke Cornett triple-double watch every game, I don't think. But not having Porzingis is a big boon for the Celtics, and just the way he's been playing. But I can't see it. Like the Knicks reverted in that game. The Knicks reverted back to nobody's passing the ball once we get across half court. Everybody's just 5 out. Nobody's really cutting. There was a possession there where maybe they got it down to 11, and then they cleared out for Miles McBride to dribble around, and that just can't be your offense in a closeout game of the playoffs. Like
100%.
I mean, they looked like they flipped offenses, right? Like the Celtics were cutting diamond up all over the place, and the Knicks were just dribble, chuck. Like that's I mean, the amount of time, and I'm not even a hater. I love Brunson. I think what Brunson does is sick. The amount of falling down he did last night was incredible.
It's insane. Yeah, it's insane. It was ridiculous.
Do you think it's in his head? Like, because I don't think he's diving. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's doing like a soccer dive. I don't think that's what's happening. Do you think it's like in his head where he's just like he's almost got like a force field around him that when like contact comes within like 3 inches, he's like, gotta get down. Like I've never seen it. Embiid, it's Embiid, like, like Embiid just randomly hits the deck. It's similar.
I think he's trying to solve a foul. I do think he acting like he playing for Manchester United in 2007.
I was gonna say, I think it is the soccer thing. I think he trains that. It's a very D3 shit or D2, whichever Mighty Ducks movie it was.
Oh, take the dive. Take the dive, Charlie. Oh, that's great. And yeah, Super Carl in the chat saying Vegas must have been called 5 fouls in 11 minutes. I'll be honest, every single one of those Brunson fouls in the third quarter were fouls, except for maybe one. But like most 100%. Of them were blatant. It was just like terrible defense. Him and Cat, and the Cat one. We haven't seen that Karl Anthony Towns one in like this like playoff Cat in a while. That when Derek White blocked him in that corner 3, and then he just like immediately hugged Derek White. And I was just like, man, I've seen this Cat before. I've seen him before.
He can't take the L, bro. You got muffed, bro. Just keep the shit pushing, bro.
Move on. Yeah. I don't think the Celtics can win both games. This kind of felt like a desperation. Like you said, Steve, we're not going out like that. We'll get one for Tatum. Protect you, win one at home or whatever. I will say though, if the Knicks don't come out and run them out early in Game 6, you are going to get some tight buttholes there in Madison Square Garden. People are going to be nervous because, like, when it's a close game and the Celtics have all of their starters and you're up against the Knicks, you're not supposed to win that game. It's like, oh, it's the big bad Celtics. Like, we're not favorites. Celtics are going to be nervous. If they're without Tatum and Porzingis has whatever the fuck Porzingis has right now, and you're now on the, like, shit, are we going to go to a Game 7 now? It's got like Timothy Chalamet is going to be holding on to Kylie Jenner for dear life.
Yo, why don't they just shut down Porzingis? Like, obviously he has some kind. Like, it's got to be long COVID, bro. He's got to have COVID, bro.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Like, just shut
I
him
actually
down.
wanted to bring this up because who was it? Who else was sick yesterday in the NBA? That like,
Jimmy was sick like 2 games ago, I think.
Jimmy was getting sick. Then Drew Holiday had some sickness. Porzingis had one, and they're like all not naming it.
You think it's mono?
Nah, I
get it.
You can get mono other ways. Something. The long COVID thing has been mentioned to me by other friends, and I think it could be something like that, or like some other virus that's going around that's not like that, but it's serious. It's weird that it's affecting multiple players in the playoffs, and they are not saying the illness. It's just
I think it's so
we know
weird.
about the flu. We know about other stuff, but we just keep getting this vague illness.
I know,
Anyway.
and I'm not trying to turn this into a Rogan podcast, but I feel the same way where I'm just like, the longer you don't say stuff, I mean, the rumor mill is wild right now on the internet, and like some people are trying to have fun with it, and some people are just like truly speculating what they think it is, and it's just not good. I also don't know if Missoula was laying out for KP in like the post game press conference. They're like, yeah, he couldn't breathe, so he was only available for emergency, and I was like, if he couldn't breathe, like, he shouldn't play anyways. He's available for emergency. Yeah. But it was crazy. I mean, Kornet, this whole series, Kornet minutes have been better than Porzingis' minutes. And it's nuts to me that it took Missoula 4.5 games and a catastrophic injury before he put in Kornet over Porzingis. And then they immediately looked better. Immediately. Also think like the 3-guard lineup was kind of like Holiday, White, and Pritchard out there with like Jaylen Brown and then either Kornet or Al. Was kind of fun. They were like flying around a little bit, but I'm assuming the Knicks can make adjustments. Like again, I feel like I don't know. I feel like they probably just get smoked in Game 6. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it if they don't.
I mean, you gotta think Mikal and OG aren't going to combine for 5 or 26.
Yeah,
like
no,
they just were off. You get them going early. You get Mikal getting his little mid-range shot. OG hitting some stuff. Because he was so big in game 4?
Yeah. OG won. He scored 29 and 1.
Yeah. So I everything is in place for a Knicks celebration, but
I know what I gotta do. I gotta make a couple calls for the next game, and I know the 2 people I gotta call: Oscar winner Anne Hathaway and Olympic gold medalist Suni Lee. When they pull up, OG turn into Michael Jordan and it's over, bro. That's all we need, bro. We don't need Demi, Kylie, Fat Joe, Ja Rule. No, we need Ann and Suni right now, bro.
I gotta tell you, it is so disappointing being a Celtics fan just for the fact that like Timothy Chalamet traveled for the Boston game. Mm-hmm. And we got fucking Dave Portnoy.
Okay, that's your guy. You got Portnoy.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, wait, talk about. Y'all don't have nobody on the Patriots or something? It's really just him?
Important. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure like the coach of the Patriots was there, but you don't see like the coach of the Jets courtside. You know what I mean? The coach of the Jets is paying to go to the game. He's not getting any tickets from the Knicks. Like we got nobody. Matt Damon's filming Odyssey or Othello, whatever the fuck he's filming, that Christopher Nolan movie. Ben, I don't know what Ben Affleck's doing, and I don't want to know. But like we got no.
You lying, man. You thinking you have a very New York mindset, okay? You're thinking New York cultural touchdowns. You have Boston legends, okay? You gotta be comfortable in the Barstool Bill Simmons population.
I would take Bill Simmons over Portnoy, man.
Bill Simmons is a G, yeah. Bill Simmons is a G.
Yeah, it's a tough scene. Like the ninth section of Madison Square Garden is going to be more famous than courtside in Boston. It's just brutal. I'd take Sam Morril. I'd take that level comedian courtside. I would. Zach Cherry, a Jay. Who's the Boston Zach Cherry?
I don't know.
God, that's what I'm looking for.
They got celebrities from Boston too. I just don't know if they'd be at the game.
Where Bill Burr? Tell Bill Burr pull up.
Bill Burr's a theater man now. You know, we can't.
Yeah. He's trying to get a Tony in this motherfucker.
Yeah, Krasinski. We can't even get John Krasinski over there. I'm trying to think of who are the other.
Wait. Jim from the office from Boston.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
BJ Novak.
Hey, shout out Gary Goldman.
Gary Goldman. There you go. Hell yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Honestly, I would love if Gary Goldman was there.
Come on.
I wonder how many of them would have been available but have been canceled. Like I was thinking, like Louis C.K. Yeah,
he's from Boston.
Nice. Yeah, he's from Boston or like North Shore-ish.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways. I'm excited though. The other thing I wanted to bring up. Did you guys? Marky Mark. Yeah. Why we don't even get the more famous Wahlberg?
Yeah. Why he live in Chicago? How you fucking from Boston living in Chicago, bro?
No. Did you guys see the video of 7th Ave last night after the loss?
No.
Was it crazy?
Yeah, let me. Let's see if I share this one too. I think I have this bookmarked. Yeah, it was. I'm surprised by this. So I'll give credit to Josh Rodriguez who tweeted this out. All right, here we go. Let's share screen. All right, so we'll go full screen. Here we go.
Just calling the Elio. What are we doing, bro?
What is going on, man? The TikTok generation. You can't be out there doing that. You just lost. We're still screaming bing bong after an L. Can't you wait till game 6 for this?
I mean, I guess keep that same energy.
I get that's.
It's crazy though. They're singing that Ninja Turtles New York song though. That go New York, no New York. That's Go Turtles Go from TMNT 2.
We gotta retire that. For real. We gotta play some 50 Cent, play some Dipset. We gotta do some other shit. If y'all's playing Wu-Tang, fuck it, I'll do Run DMC. Public Enemy not really from New York, they're from Long Island. We gotta stop this Ninja Turtle shit, man. This Ninja Turtle shit. They don't even sound fly. It sounds terrible. But you know what I think, Mike Z? I'm gonna come clean with you. I'm gonna drop a gem today. I feel like AFTV, Arsenal Fan TV, has fucked up the landscape of social media sports fans. Cause they was doing this shit when Arsenal was straight Benny Buns. And they'll be outside of a stadium just yelling the most insane British shit, screaming, ripping jerseys. And then somebody in NYU probably saw it and thought it was funny. And they said, we're doing sidewalk talk at every New York game. We got to stop this, brother. We got to leave it to AFTV. And when they do it in UK, there's something artistic about it. There's something beautiful. When we do it, we look like straight clowns, bro. I seen one dude that ain't even know the roster of the Knicks, and you out here screaming in front of a camera. Yo, you ask a British guy who played in 1987 on Arsenal. He's talking about the whole roster, the bench's cousin. We got to put an end to this, guys. We got to put an end to this, bro.
Yeah, I'm not even mad at like, you can even still film your videos after a loss, but you can't be like, go New York, go New York, go. You did it in you should be like, I can't believe we let that one go. Like, you should be yelling that stuff in there. That was embarrassing. All right, but anyways, we got game 6 is tomorrow, so I'm sure New York's gonna be fun. How much do you think it's gonna cost to get in the door?
Oh, I think it's
$1,000.
Let me check.
It was $900, I think, for game 4.
900, like what? Like decent seats or like
no getting in.
You know, if y'all don't know, like at MSG, they sell seats that are like that called 400 row, and some of them are stools. Rather, they are bar stools that are literally above the fucking jumbotron.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Yo, I'm laughing because I work at a club, so I'm just thinking if the entry is, how much the entry for tonight? $600. That's to get in, though.
Just to get in. No drink.
No drink.
StubHub with let me make sure I got include fees.
Yeah, including fees. I bet it's like 13.
Okay. $744.
Oh, with fees?
Yeah. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick.
That's rough. That's rough, my God.
That's so much.
I don't know, did it go through?
Oh, sorry, I forgot. I got to do that. Yeah, here we go. Bang. 744.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that court. Look how far away that court is, brother.
Great location.
God damn. They don't give a fuck no more. 744. Nah.
That's crazy.
$0 at the crib. $0 at the crib.
Yeah. All right. So tonight, then, we've got game 6 of Denver OKC. And I actually just saw the report that Jamal Murray's now questionable tonight with an illness. I imagine he's going to play, but we're back on that illness bullshit.
What's happening, man?
I don't know what's going on.
COVID, baby.
Yeah.
COVID,
no, man.
Come on. Yes,
Has Rudy
sir.
Gobert did something again?
Yeah, Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert, I fuck with you, bro. PSG, I see them in the UEFA Finals, bro. Viva la France, bro. Yeah, spread that COVID.
I hope
That's
nothing.
news.
I hope nothing interferes because this has been some real hoops. I think I've sent we all sent a various version of a text. Damn, they out there hooping.
Yeah, that last game, classic. What did my man have? 47, 22, and 8?
No. Like 44 and 15 or something stupid. That 3-pointer that he hit was so dumb.
Straight water. My son said water, bro.
You know what was crazy is the ball leaves the frame. He shot that high enough that you lost it. Like you couldn't see. It's like, oh, okay, now it's back in again.
If you watch the clip again. Don't look at Jokic and the people. Look at the crowd. There's at least 20 people like,
yeah.
Somebody was banging the floor, bro. That shit was crazy.
That was I honestly would love to get Jokic a gummy, and then like a half hour later ask him how he felt about his teammates that night.
Ooh, I mean, okay. Let's be for real, guys. There's only really 2 people he could be mad at. Let's be for real. Let's be for real, boy. Yeah. Michael Porter Jr. I've seen a tweet that said either Michael Porter Jr. is a grade A shooter or he's the worst basketball player in the world. That tweet is accurate as fuck, bro. Because when he's off, that shit is insane, dog. Air balls.
Dude.
Like, damn.
And there was that one late where like he had an open 3, I think, and then ended up coming off a curl and like took a mid-range jumper. And at no point as it left his hands were you like, this might make it to the rim. Like maybe. And it sure enough, short as hell. I was reading something. Our guy TST was saying that I think his Porter averages like 18 at home and 11 on the road or something like that in the playoffs. And yeah, at least he's got an excuse, though. He can't lift one of his shoulders. Russ has access to both arms, man. And Russ
he had a stinker, bro.
Multiple times did he not touch anything. Just like straight up whiffing on rims. It's just, I don't know what's going on with Russ, man. I feel for him. Like you don't want to see that. You don't want to see that in the playoffs. And like Jamal was fine. I thought I know his shooting numbers weren't great, but at least he was still.
He started cooking it. He had that third quarter where you're like, all right, yeah, he cooked in the third when they needed him.
Do you guys think OKC's like answering a lot of like the questions that people had? Like, do you feel as we get into Game 6, you feel better about OKC so far into the playoffs, or is this actually exposing them? You think a little bit?
I think them slapboxing like this with a team with a roster of all this talent and one of the best players in the league, I think it's showing that they're here to fight. I think they're showing that they're a team that can win a championship. But what I do think is, even though Jamal may be out, maybe questionable, this game tonight is not going to be a cakewalk. And if it's a cakewalk, I would be damned. I would be shocked. I think they're still swinging, and I still think that the Nuggets still have a chance to make this a 7-game series for sure.
Yeah. I think I agree with Steve. The Thunder have everybody said that they face some adversity before you're ready to be a champion. And, going down 2-1 is, and they came back to that. They came back in this game to take the lead. They're going against the best player in the league, giving hell of a performance. So they are kind of checking the boxes. I feel this does feel like, maybe, I don't know, it's unfair to say the hardest team they'll face going forward, but nobody else, they're not going to face another Jokic.
No. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's nowhere near it, doggy.
No.
Nowhere near it.
I mean, the Jokic stuff is so crazy. Like, we've seen so much of it, and yet every time I'm like, how the hell is this happening? Like, it doesn't look like it should happen. And then it does, and you're like, man, he's keeping them.
Yeah, and he's like a guy who you think should exploit their weakness, they're skinny and they don't have that necessary size, and they're still pulling it out. So I picked them before to win the championship. I still think they will, especially with some of the stuff going in the East. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Nuggets are fighting. Even if Michael Porter's had a bad game, he might have a good one. They've been
For sure, for sure.
They somehow like, oh man, this dude is cooked. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, he had 19. He looks like an NBA player. They found a way to respond.
Play him at home, bench him on the road. Just like, don't let him play on the road. But it's not. They can't even bench him on the road because then it's like, all right, Michael Porter Jr., Russ is up, or like Peyton Watson is up. Like
Julian Strouder.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
You think Michael Malone's at home just seething like, damn, all they have to do is get rid of me.
We were talking about Tatum earlier, right? The team getting better when you remove their best player. I mean, it does feel like you got rid of the coach, and then all of a sudden they're like, we could win the championship if it wasn't for OKC. I feel like, did I cut you off, Steve? I felt like you were about to just say something.
Okay, as a group, can we agree when this season's over, win or lose, whether or not the Nuggets lose, win, whatever, they got to get a new coach? Because if my man I seen a clip. If I'm lying, I'm dying. It's on Mothers. I seen a clip with Jokic with a clipboard telling motherfuckers what to do. Yo, he had a marker and everything. If I was the coach, I would have been like, yo, bro, can we at least pretend? Can I at least hold this shit? Like, damn, dog.
No. Well, there was the coach said too after one of the games where he's like, yeah, it's a collaborative experience.
No, it's not. This is not a track record in the studio, bro. This is not your final assignment in college semester, bro. This ain't a group project. You the coach, dog.
He's like, this is like, you know how like when you move in with somebody and it's like, yeah, you don't got to be on the lease. My name's on the lease, but you just got to pay the rent. You know, Alan's name is on the lease.
No, I think. But
Jokic got the biggest bedroom.
Yeah. I think Adelman saw Malone screaming at dudes for the last 3 years. And he's like, if I ever get my shot, I'm going to bring ice cream to the locker room. I'm going to give everybody a hug and tell them they did a good job. Jokic, you want to hold the clipboard today? You can hold the clipboard. Like, I think that's what they're doing. Did you see that weird report, though, that came out on, I think it was before their last game, where it was just like, oh, after game 2, they were saying Russ is an unnamed player source said Russ is immature.
Whoa, I didn't know about this. This is real.
I saw that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm trying to think of like who. Like, I feel like everybody on that team would have owned the quote, except for Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, the larger quote. I think the larger quote was because he got in an argument with Aaron Gordon in the locker room, and it says it's something about him being immature, but it also like ended on a positive note. I forget exactly what they said, but it's like, you know, we also settled our differences, blah blah blah. Yeah. But that is an interesting quote to come out mid-series
and like 2 games after because that was like before game 5, I think. And it's like, this happened in game 2. Why did this take a week to get reported on? But I thought that was weird. So Steve, you said you think it goes or you just said you think it's a close game, right? Tonight?
I think tonight is going to be a classic. I do sincerely believe that. I hope it goes in the favor of OKC because I'm a fan of OKC and I hate the Nuggets, but I can see it going either way. But if it goes game 7, our boys are cooked. My boys are cooked.
I feel like I know you hate the Nuggets, but I do think you've come around on Jokic though since when we first started this show.
100%.
God, I love that. Look at us growing together.
Yeah.
Justin, what about you? You think we got one more in the tank for this one, or is it done tonight?
I think it's done tonight. I think they see, oh, Minnesota's at home. All right, we gotta start this series. We can't mess around. We got to get ready for the next one. Let's close this out. That's what I think.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I'd be nervous if it went to 7 if I was them. I'd want to wrap this up now. I agree with Steve. I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a dogfight. Probably low scoring, more bad shooting, but I think OKC needs to win it tonight.
Might get some more Lou Dort run. We got to shout out to Lou Dort run.
Oh, dude, where's
the drop?
Yeah, where's the I don't know why that ends with the coffee sip. I forget. I mean, like 5 years ago. Yeah, dude, that was crazy. I mean, he was shooting with way too much confidence. Like he was. It's not like those were heat checks; those were cold checks. He was like, "Can I keep chucking this until I get hot?" I couldn't believe he was taking those.
Yo, that's my Haitian cousin. Let him rock, bro. We went
I love
something. Let him rock.
I have a question.
Okay.
I was
No,
have
no.
a Nuggets question for y'all. Like, what do you think the offseason is for the Nuggets? Like, because they've had this core for a minute. If we all think they're gonna lose, they just fired their coach and GM. Like, what's going on? Obviously Jokic is safe. Probably Aaron Gordon, number 2. Then after that,
I think Murray too. I think Murray's still there. I bet if you could move Michael Porter Jr. for like 2 guys, you know what I mean? Guys that don't have the ceiling as Michael Porter Jr., just like so they can have a bench, right? Like just have maybe a little bit more shooting. They need a backup center. I don't know. That might be a crazy take. I think you should have at least a second center on your team.
I don't know the logistics. Like, I don't know how much my man's getting paid. If they could swing him to Utah Jazz for marketing and my man Clarkson, so it's a lovely day. It's a lovely day.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's if they do that, it's it'll be crazy. It'll be crazy.
I bet they would have to include picks.
Yes,
for that. So that Utah would be a little bit more into it. I bet the money's like kind of close on that. I don't know Clarkson's deal, but Lowry's making good money.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's crazy right now that they're like, hey, we're going to even John Collins too. That could also be a name.
Ooh, that would be fire.
Yeah,
it's just great season.
Yeah, but it's just nuts that they're like, hey, we can't. It's not that we can't take we can't take Jokic out in the second half because our team's bad without him. It's that we can't put in DeAndre Jordan. Like, why is it? Come on, man.
He's cooked. He's cooked, man.
DeAndre Jordan should be in like the James Johnson role in the sense, and I don't mean as like the enforcer, but he should be in street clothes all the time. Like,
yeah,
he should not have a jersey.
We just don't want to take up an assistant coach role, but he's the vet. He's there to teach you how to pick up your laundry and like how to go to the games and like how to do warm-ups. Right.
Introduce you to napping, like stuff like that.
Yeah, Udonis Haslem 1.5. You feel me?
Yeah. Minnesota sends Golden State home last night. I have no feel for Minnesota just because I feel like they haven't played a real playoff team yet. Like they played a team without a center, and then they played a team that, I mean, it was so much Brandon Pajemski.
Oh my God.
So much.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. No Curry Golden State Warriors. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I would rather watch Rutgers right now. No Ace Bailey in my man right now than those Warriors. Oh my days, they were terrible.
Brother, the signs were all there. Every time he came out the game, it looked just like what it looked like for this series when he got injured. Just in the mud. Look, Jimmy Butler, I know he's had like some injuries and clearly didn't come to this team to do 2020 Jimmy Butler things, but I think a lot of us like had the idea of Jimmy Butler in our head, and that's not what he got this postseason. He was good. He was a good player, but he couldn't be the leading scorer on that. There was a lot of Kuminga save us. You're the wild card. You're the wild card.
Dude, there were some possessions last night too where like I was looking at it and like, man, this looks like a bad Kuminga shot. And then you look and there's like, no, it's like 4 seconds on the shot clock, and he's looking around and he's got to pass it to Spencer or Guy Santos or like, you know what I mean? He's like, I got to take this shot. Oh God, that offense it just sucked. Steve Kerr, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Pajemski threw this pass like over in the corner that just sailed. I mean, it had no shot at going to anybody. Yeah. I haven't seen Kerr yell at somebody in a while, and he just immediately yanks him out of the game and just like kind of screamed at him for a second. I was like, man, Steve, just retire, man. Just go home. Go play some golf.
On God, though, this is me being dead ass. Steve Kerr got a slap. What's his name? Mike Dunleavy, whatever. They got a squabble. They got a squabble, bro. Because he kept this shit, bro. They were saying they was going to ship out, a box of Skittles for my man marketing. And they were like, yo, we'll keep this treat right here. I would have slapped the shit out of Mike. That's me, though. You feel me?
And then I don't know. I'm with you. The owner, Lakeup, was the one. He like loves Jonathan Kuminga, and so he just was like, "We got to keep him. We got to keep him," which is so dumb, dumb. And respect. But you're talking about Denver not having a center. I mean, Draymond Green's playing the 5 like the entire game. They have no bigs, like no bigs they can throw out there.
They started Trace Jackson after a guy who's been in and out of the lineup, like out of the rotation completely. They started him.
So I was thinking about Trace Jackson Davis, and I was trying to come up with an analogy for him for today's show. And it would be like what Trace Jackson Davis did for the Warriors last night would be if it was Herald night and they did the opening and then didn't participate in the rest of the show. They were like just a part of the opening and that was it. Or maybe they came in for the second group game.
You in that second group game, like I gotta get a rebound or something. What's going on?
Yo, bro, I was like, where is Mike Z going with this? And once it processed, I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
Dude, they had Trace Jackson Davis last night do the tip, play for 2 minutes, and then he didn't come back in for the rest of the first half. And then I was like, oh, they definitely won't start him for the second half. They started him for the second half. Same thing. First 3 minutes, yanked him, done for the night. I'm like, why do it? Why? What was he providing you in those first couple minutes in each half that you were like, well, we got to run it back. We got to do it again in the second half. Just start somebody else. I don't understand it.
That shit is crazy.
And I know the Harold Knight reference is going to be for fucking nobody. But
it's for nobody. It's for nobody.
Nah,
but God bless you. Like,
the people I know in real life who listen to this, they know what I'm talking about.
they know exactly what you're talking about, bro.
But yeah, I have a tough time figuring out, like, I think Minnesota's good enough to give like fits to either OKC or Denver. I don't know if they can like win a series, but I really have no way to gauge Minnesota after those first 2 rounds.
And you know why you don't know how to gauge Minnesota after these first 2 rounds? Because we've never seen this Julius Randle.
Oh my God.
No, he's something else. We've
never seen him play like this consistently in the playoffs.
It's crazy. And he's like
balling.
He's having fun. He's celebrating stuff. Yeah. He doesn't look pissed off. He's playing defense.
Good body language.
Yeah,
great body language, bro. He looked like, oh, I want to be here. Or they like me here. That's what he really looked like. Oh, everybody's my friend. We're doing handshakes. This is what friendship looks like. That's how my son look now. It's great. Yo, Randall, my apologies, brother. My bad, bro. Keep doing you. Keep doing you.
I know we love Ant-Man for his game and also his quotes. He might be the best leader in basketball.
Yes.
He's made Randall try and not do weird stuff. People like Rudy a little bit now. Like Rudy's actually staying on the court. I mean, I don't know. I have to like recalibrate what I think about Anthony Edwards now. He might be the best leader in sports. Randall had game 2 triple-double, game 3 triple-double, game 4 scored 30, and game 5 in a closeout 29.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, he's on it.
All right, Tesla wanted to make sure we get some Mobley slander in here. Unbelievable. He hates Evan Mobley. All right, but he says here for the Mobley slander, got to expedite the rebrand after the 10-man effort of the 25 Cavs. Tatum and Dame injuries, example of how quick the league can shift. Yeah, you're right. The 10-man.
I'm not slandering Mobley, man.
That's my guy, man.
Defensive player. He should. Yeah. He's not maybe not the second coming to Garnett, but he's balling.
Yeah.
They need a guard who is over 6'5". That's what the Cavs need.
Hey, yo, let my little man rock. Yo, Garland, it's hard out here for you, bro.
I'm letting him rock. They need a single guard on the roster who is over 6'5" because they don't have one.
Yeah, you can't play both of them at the same time, I think, and have no other options. It'd be like rolling out 2 Peyton Pritchards. You can't do that. You can't do that. Yeah, that would be kind of sick though. Like, you know how we got the Thompson twins? I would love if we had like Pritchard twins and they were both on the same team.
That would be fire.
That sounds like a Disney movie. That's true. That is true. There was like a whole month where like we were like, are the Timberwolves in trouble when they just were refusing to pass to Rudy? That is
openly beefing on the court.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I missed this. I haven't checked out No Dunks today. We gotta do the drop then. I didn't realize they got a regular season Randall shout out there.
A regular season Randall.
Again, these are from forever. That was after they got bounced by the Hawks, I think, in the first round. After Randall was putting up like all NBA numbers, and then they got bounced by Trey.
I will say to the Minnesota point, if you had a team that does have a ton of like the Warriors don't have the size to mess with Randall, if you have a team that it is the Thunder. The Thunder can throw various 6, 8, 9 to 7 feet dudes at him, which is going to be interesting to see if he can keep this momentum going from the Warriors series.
I haven't paid attention to their games earlier this season. I know they've all been close, but I don't remember this. But who was it? Is it Jalen Williams? Do you think he gets the Ant-Man assignment, or would they throw is Dort quick enough to be put on Ant, or do they put Dort on Randall? I'd be curious who would get Ant-Man.
I think it got to be Jalen. Me personally, I think it got to be Jalen. Just because he's the quickest out of the three. Because the other two dudes like Caruso, Dort, they're just not as quick. So I think they might get beat, and they might need coverage. But I think Jalen got it. I don't think Jalen's an Ant-Man stopper, but I do think he has the best chance of stopping Ant-Man. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Imagine I was saying Caruso too.
I think Caruso is going to see a lot of time because Caruso can do just that. Caruso can spend all his energy or most of his energy chasing and making it hard for him, and then maybe you switch Jalen Williams or Dort on him at some points, but then you open up Jalen to actually be more of a scorer because he's not expending so much energy trying to get on Ant. Maybe put him on, he switches on Randall a couple of times. I think that'll or what is it, Jaden?
Jaden. Yeah, I'm excited. I think no matter who wins OKC or Denver, these are really good conference finals matchups. And I know they're not the big names, but man, Pacers Knicks would be sick. I think that would be so fun. And then the Thunder Timberwolves, I still think would be great. I feel like any one of these 4 teams or 5 teams, if you want to include Denver, could win a chip. It feels pretty wide open, doesn't it? Yeah. All right. Last thing. I don't think we have to break down the draft too much, but I feel like we almost need to clear up for Steve to talk about the Church League Eastern Conference. We've been joking about it being the East for years now. I mean, being the Church League for years now. This could be Regis Gemstones level, the Church. This is they are in trouble, man. No Tatum. We don't know what Giannis is gonna do. And then all of the good picks went to the West outside of the Sixers, who were supposedly going to be good next year. Is the East do we just blow up the East?
I'm going to say this. Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead. We got to clear off here.
I'm going to say this, guys. No matter how you look at it, guys, this is me being for real. You could take GOAT from the 90s. You could take your current GOAT. You could take my GOAT. If you look at it, bro, the East was always getting cooked. And now, bro, we're in a bigger recession for the East, bro. It's only going to get worse, my guy. It's only going to get worse. And you know what, man? It could be a beautiful thing. That could mean multiple rings for SGA. That might be a ring for Ant-Man. That might be a gentleman dynasty from Jokic. The better players, the more excited players are in the West. And if the East got to be asked, they got to be the little cousin. They got to be the Church League. We just got to thank God. You feel me? Come on. We just got to thank God. You feel me?
What were you going to say, Justin?
You know what? Honestly, I forgot. I started looking at the standings. I was like, man, there's no point. You know what? Don't sleep on the Orlando Magic. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, well, I know this shows my consistency, but we gotta end the Magic shit, bro. We gotta end the Magic shit, bro.
I'm gonna keep trying, dog.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
I'm on the bandwagon at the beginning of every season. I jump off very quickly, but
the second you proclaim you're on the bandwagon, they usually go 2-12. All right. Well, here, I got a fun way to wrap this up. So if the Sixers don't get to a conference finals next year, they all got to retire. Embiid's going to retire. Paul George is going to retire because this is the worst the East has ever been. They now get the 3rd pick. They've got Maxey healthy, maybe Embiid healthy, Paul George. McCain's going to be back. They should, right? We don't, especially if Giannis leaves and goes to a Houston or something like that. It would be They would be like the most talented team left, along with the Pacers and the Knicks, and then what the bones of the Celtics. But Paul George also said he's getting back into podcasting. So, like, do we think this affects? The Sixers ceiling here now that he's back? Because what was the quote we had? I feel. Did you throw that in the private? No. You had texted to us. I'll just turn it over to you since you shared it with us.
Let me see if I can find it. But basically, Paul George, and he said it jokingly, but he also said it on a podcast with sunglasses on. Crazy behavior. We know what you look like. You inside, you indoors. What's happening? You talking to your homies. But he said, he said, if there was never no LeBron, we might have got one of them in reference to the championship. And you know what? That may be true, but you can't say that. Paul George, you especially can't say that. You can't oh, that was a bad shot. It went in though. Shut up. Yeah. Everything you saying, Paul George, is the wrong thing to say out loud into a microphone. Maybe say that to your homies. You got to stop recording this, letting them put it out. You got to email a producer to take that stuff out.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna come clean with you, right? We take 2012, we take 2013, right? That's when Indiana had a chance, right? 2012, 2013, right? You really think they're gonna slap the Spurs, bro? And also, hold on. You think David Stern is gonna let Indiana play Oklahoma in the final, bro? Yo, he was fucked from the start, bro. Yeah. Who was his second best player? Roy Hibbert? You was fucked from the start. Who was the second best?
What was it? Danny Granger.
Danny
Granger.
No. Yeah, hold on. Y'all don't know ball. Danny Granger was hurt. Paul George became Paul George because Danny Granger was injured. And then when he came back, he was ass. And then he got packed up to Clippers. He wasn't really there when it was there. They had Lance Stevenson, a bum. They had George Hill, a bum. Like, bro, the four was David West. Yo, don't act like I don't know ball. I know ball. You was not winning a chip with that squad, bro. You smoking crack cocaine if you think you was gonna slap anybody with that squad. David West? The fuck are we? Yo, somebody need to slap Paul George. That's what they need to do. They need to slap some sense at the Paul George, bro.
I saw speaking of no dogs, Trey Kirby tweeted this out, which was great too. He was like, okay, if we're playing this game, if Derrick Rose doesn't have his knee blow up, no one's ever talking about you. Like,
yo,
because the Bulls were that team. The Bulls were that team.
Nah, Bulls was cold. Yeah, they were cold.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? We talk a lot about Paul. I think Paul George gets a lot of airtime, or there's a lot of discussion about Paul George at this point, and I think we gotta accept. We talking about teams that were good 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Obama's second presidency, like early. Like early, Broad City was on, like season 2. Like there's,
oh man,
I don't think y'all realize how long ago that was.
My son said Broad City was on.
Like, do you understand how long ago that was? We was like, I mean, niggas was still listening to Benny Benassi. Like, we were still.
Yo, bro, you talking crazy right now. I thought I was disrespectful. You talking crazy.
I'm just, and it's not no disrespect. He had a long, he had a, it didn't maybe live up to a championship level. He fell short, but long, successful career. It's mostly over for Paul George, dog. He's just a regular guy. Like, I think Paul George is in that class of dudes where we're now like, we got to look at it and be like, man, I really have known who this is for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're saying Paul George's athletic decline and media incline is more just a reminder to us that we're getting older. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
Man, Broad City that was a funny rip.
Oh yeah, I didn't expect the Broad City reference.
That was good.
God bless you, Justin. God bless you.
That was great. All right, I think that's it. I don't think we have anything else. The only other thing I wanted to say, but I know we're running out of time. None of us are taking Zach LaVine over Jaylen Brown, right?
Hell fucking no. Not even on his bet. It could be Jaylen Brown's worst day. I'm still taking Jaylen Brown over Zach LaVine, my guy. Okay. That's insane.
Sometimes I get nervous. Also, this shit does. Penny slander might be where I jump.
I'm not slandering him. I'm just saying. When the last time you've been out and heard it?
many Nazis. It's crazy.
Oh man.
Hey, look, I think Zach LaVine is a fine NBA player. Good.
Fine.
It could be on the right situation, but we can't act like the thing we talk about most with Zach LaVine is talking ourselves into Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I said this before. Y'all was clowning me. I'll never forget this. It's all about consistency. It's J.R. Smith 2.0. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, y'all thought I was bugging, right? Look at my man now. You don't look like J.R. Smith? Look at my man now. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to J.R. Smith.
Shout out J.R. Smith.
Very good appearance on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, the Mellow podcast.
good.
Oh, that was great.
So good.
That was fun.
That was great. I met him when he was crushing espresso martinis at a Topgolf. That was my J.R. Smith experience. Shout out NBA Top Shot for that. For that event.
It.
All right, let's get on out of here. We'll be back next week, but this time next week, the conference finals will be underway. They'll be underway this time next week. So, and either New York will be on fire because they're in the conference finals, or they'll be on fire because they had a massive meltdown because Luke Cornett too big. Anything else before we get out of here, or Steve, you want to get us home?
I'll get us home, man. You just listen to 89 Cast, the best basketball podcast in the world. That's Mike. That's Justin. May all your endeavors go well, and may all your jump shots be wet like water. Stay up like a hard dick. You heard me.